Now that you have found all of the numbers that make sense for you and you have set the goals that reflect what you really want to achieve, and you have gone through the third sheet here to understand where you stand today and where you need to go, you have also played with these percentages and you now have an idea of how much variable expenses do you want to have and how much saving and investing do I want to do with my current finances. The last step is to look at your last sheet, which is called your golden path. So in this sheet, you are going to see a step-by-step guide on what to do with your additional money, with your extra margin every single month. So in this particular scenario, because all of our calculations here is based on the current month that we are in, which is March 2025 in this scenario, if you have input all of your data, now you can see with these current calculations, I need to first achieve my golden path step 1 because that is not achieved. I don't have 1 month of my fixed essential expenses saved, right? Where does that come from? That comes from here. My fixed essential expenses is 33,000 kroners in this scenario, and I don't have that saved in cash or savings. So I'm not hitting that step yet. So I need to first build up that cash buffer. With the current margins that I have calculated for myself and these percentages that I have defined for myself, I said that, okay, I will be able to save 19% of my income, meaning 9,300 kroner per month. So now my plan shows me that if I save 9,300 kroner per month, I need to do that for 4 months in order to achieve step 1. So I do this for 4 months, then I have 1 fixed essential expenses of a month saved in a checking account. The second step is already passed because in this particular scenario, I don't have any loans other than my mortgage, right? So if I had anything here, then this graph would be different. Then this is not checked out and I need to pay off that loan as well. But in this particular scenario, I don't have a loan, right? So that tells me that, okay, as soon as I achieve step 1, I already have achieved step 2 as well. So I'm on step 3 of the golden path. And you can actually see the dates above as well. So I will start at March, do 4 months. In July, I will achieve step 1. And then specifically like in July, I will immediately start on my step 3, which is building my emergency fund. So now I need to save 9,300 kroner for 11 months in order to at least have 3 months of emergency fund build up. So by June 2026, I will have reached step 3 of my golden path. And then from then on, I'm on the building wealth journey from now on, which is the majority of your life. So this is what's going to happen for the rest of your life, essentially, is you investing in a stock market, in an index fund, preferably in a global index fund, for the years to come until you want to actually retire. So once you reach this step, it tells you that, okay, assuming that you're going to keep saving that 9,300 kroner, which is very, very kind of approximate because there's a lot that's going to change in your life. You're going to have like increases in your pay, you're going to have promotions, but your cost will also go up. So there's a lot of fluctuation in that number. That number might be very different 2 years down the line. But with the current information that you have, assuming that this is what you're going to be able to save, you are going to be doing that until you retire. So if you do that, if you do 9,300 kroner for the rest of your life until you retire, which is age 65, you will have built 14 million kroners by age 65. Meaning that you could have retired at age 64 with these current calculations. Obviously, if you can change this in any like real way, so if for example I could do this here and say instead of 10% variable expenses, I can now save 11,000 kroner, then this number would change as well, right? So then you start investing at this point in time, which is February 2026. And then I would do this for 29 years. Remember, two factors in building wealth, time and consistency. You need both. Time is here, the 29 years. Consistency is here, the 11,000 kroner per month, every single month. And then by the age of 65, I will have built 17 million kroner. And I could technically retire at 61 years of age. So this is what you want to look at in terms of what do you actually need to do starting next month. So once you do all of your calculations, you look at this graph, you look at this step-by-step guide, and now you specifically know starting next month what you need to do. Where do you put your extra margin that you have defined for yourself? Where do you put that towards? So that concludes our whole journey of setting our goals, understanding our numbers and where we stand today, understand from where we are, how do we go to where we want to be, and then having a clear roadmap of what does that actually mean in real life. What do I need to do starting next month? Putting all of these together, now you have a much, much clearer picture of how your finances look like and how they should look like. One more time, I want to emphasize that all of these calculations are just a guiding principle, just a directional path for you. None of these numbers are going to be super accurate. You can try to get even more accurate than this. There are ways to do that. So get in touch with us. We can kind of like do a full financial planning if needed, but that's not going to change much. The most important thing that you need to build for yourself is the habit to think about your money systematically. Think about having these fundamental parts, step 1, 2, and 3, and then think about the consistency of saving on a monthly basis and investing in the stock market in a global index fund. So building that habit is the most important part, especially in the beginnings. It does not matter if you can increase your rate of return by 0.2% if you are not consistently saving. You first need to build up the idea of I need to save every single month. You need to automate that. Once you get that habit under the belt, then you have a step 5, which is optimizing. Now you can think about, okay, how do I squeeze this additional return in the investment portfolio that I have, and the rest that goes with it. All right, I'm really hoping that this was useful for all of you who have come to this point. I really hope that you actually do this, you play around this number, you talk with your partner or spouse or family, and you actually sit down together, set clear goals, and then figure out a way to really reach those goals. We have provided the majority of the things that you need to start on that path. I really hope that you all do.